Hi, I'm Chris Vogt and welcome to Lakeside News Weekly, your guide to news and events going on in the Lake Minnetonka area. Every spring, the West Hennepin Public Safety Department holds their Citizens Police Academy. This 7-week class, sponsored by the Crime Fund, is designed to create a better understanding of law enforcement through education. Recently, LMCC was on hand for their use of force training.
I think it's important to our police department to have this night of use of force, especially as society sees police officers and the use of force and some of the things that are going on, not only locally, but also nationally. The use of force, when they use force, and being able to educate the public as to why the police do things.
During that traffic stop, he was engaged in a struggle or an altercation with a 30-year-old white male, and that male was subsequently shot and killed by the officer.
And I think it's about building trust through relationships, having a relationship with the community so that they know. And again, especially with our Citizens Academy here, almost every one of the officers of our department is teaching a class. Every officer is involved in some point. So the community gets to meet each one of the police officers from the West Hennepin Public Safety Department. And I think that's important in building those relationships. Has a battery inside of it. It looks like a gun, it has a trigger like a gun, it has an on-off switch like a gun. Tonight we're doing one station where we have all of our police equipment that the officers wear. It's always intriguing to people, from kindergartners all the way up to adults. What is all the stuff that you have on your belt? And there's a button inside the car that I push, open up the lock, and then I can take this down and bring it out with me. Our one station to show the equipment is an opportunity for people to see it, touch it, talk about it, and ask questions that they might not otherwise get a chance to do. First person going in would carry it, and then we'd have a line of 2 or 3 officers that would be behind them. The next station that we have is a station where we have set up a video training simulator, and that's actually a station that the officers go through once a year, that they can stand in front of a screen and do an interactive shoot, don't shoot scenarios.
Because when he took off running, he now has committed a crime.
It's some decision making, it puts them into some scenarios to make good, sound decisions. And it's in a training environment so that if there's some instruction that needs to be done, we can stop the video, replay it, and try it again.
But you would shoot him?
Not right now, no, not right now, no.
Third station that we do is we have an officer that has a PowerPoint that goes through the actual statutes of the use of force from the state of Minnesota.
Anytime a firearm is discharged, that's deadly force.
When can we use force? Why do we use force? What's appropriate? We hope that they learn that, number one, the officers that serve them in their community are human beings. Most all of us actually live in the community and where we serve, or very close. And then we also want to, again, build those relationships between the people. So if they do have a contact with us, it's more of a familiar face. They know who we are. Sometimes we go to situations to where it's very personal, and having already built that relationship, I've seen in the past where it makes it very easy for people to say, oh, I'm glad you're here. This is what's going on in our lives. This is what we need help with.
For over 30 years, LMCC has provided the Lake area with quality, award-winning, public, educational, and government PEG programming. We've been a leader in bringing you video on demand and live streaming from the LMCC website. We were the first community television station to land on the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And now, LMCC is boldly going in an exciting new direction. LMCC in HD.
LMCC in HD? Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yes, it is pretty neat. Be sure to tune in on Friday, April 1st, as our government Channel 8 will begin broadcasting in high definition on Mediacom Channel 808.
April Fool's Day? Are you really going HD on April 1st?
Yes, we really are. In fact, you'd be a fool not to tune in on April 1st. Watch City Council meetings and LMCC staff-produced shows like Lakeside News Weekly, First Responder TV, and The Pulse in crystal clear HD.
All right.
LMCC in HD coming April 1st. Don't miss it.
I bet the next thing you're going to tell me is that unicorns are real.
No, of course not.
Ah, shucks.
LMCC is now on Facebook. Be sure to like or friend us so you can keep up with all the happenings at LMCC or to watch one of our latest videos.
Oh, in the ambulance I had a sudden cardiac arrest. Good place to have it, right? When I go into sudden cardiac arrest, I'm laying there at the side rails on the gurney. Just as he was about to apply the shock, or the jolt, my arm fell down on his knee. And he also received it. Blasted him back in the ambulance. So when you go through the AED part today and it says, stand clear, stand clear.
About 900 Mount Westonka High School students and 60 staff members were trained in CPR and AED on March 10th as part of a HEARTSafe Communities event. The event was meant to raise awareness about sudden cardiac arrest and how people can make a difference in their own communities. The students and staff members were broken up into groups for 3 20-minute sessions. The first station featured speeches by 3 heart attack survivors. The second station taught compression-only CPR. And the final station taught AED use.
Stay clear of patient.
3 things you need to remember for yourself to prevent heart disease. Number 1, don't smoke. Huge factor, don't smoke. Number 2, eat right. What you eat has a great impact on your health and your heart health. And number 3, what do you think it is? Exercise. You got it. Those 3 things, don't forget those, okay? Thank you, you've all been great.
Here's what's coming up on First Responder TV. I'll head to the South Lake Minnetonka Police Department to talk with the new police chief, Mike Meehan. A mother who lost her son to a drug overdose is using her foundation to help those affected by addiction. We'll give you an update on scams that have been targeting citizens in the Lake area. We'll talk with St. Bonifacius Fire Chief Shane Weber about how to ensure your home is safe on Safety Source.
First Responder TV airs daily on LMCC's Channel 12.
Located just off the waters of Lake Minnetonka in the heart of Excelsior, the Excelsior Amusement Park opened on May 30th, 1925. Inspired by New York's Coney Island, this park featured dozens of attractions, including a Ferris wheel, a carousel, penny arcades, and a large wooden roller coaster called the Cyclone. The park was owned and run by Fred W. Pierce, who was an established amusement park operator and roller coaster builder. The park was at the peak of its popularity in the 1940s and 50s, and by the 1960s, it became a teen hangout. One of the park's most popular events was Axel Day, based on the TV show Axel and His Dog. This special day featured free rides and, of course, a visit from Axel himself. By 1968, the Cyclone had to be completely rebuilt due to safety concerns. Rides had begun to creak, and the building fronts appeared shabby. The eventual decline began, and the park officially closed in 1973. The original site now consists of condominiums, Maynard's Restaurant, and the Bayside Grill. The carousel has been preserved and is still in operation at Valley Fair in Shakopee. While the Excelsior Amusement Park remains a thing of the past, it has still captivated the hearts and minds of Lake area residents for generations.
Well, there you have it. News and events happening around the Lake Minnetonka area. For more information about LMCC or to learn more about our programming, go to our website at www.lmcc-tv.org. Thanks for watching this edition of Lakeside News Weekly.